What's up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of Straight Talk with Trevor.
Because the ladies from Pour Your Heart Out
no
will
topic
be over
is
here
off
to
limits.
join the panel.
Plus, but it's a must, you gon' respect this. Plus, your nuts will touch the dust, you try to check this. You ain't
The
insane.
MMA brothers, Bones and Zay, have pre and post shows to the MMA shows. And I am your host, Mr. Straight Talk, the man with the greatest beard on YouTube. Oh, I love throwing that in there. Real quick, I am back on Facebook. I guess they took me out of jail. I was able to connect the channel back.
Due to the increasing level of incompetence and the major lack of transparency, the Straight Talk Society will no longer maintain a presence on Facebook.
Make sure and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Man Talk Monday. This is the flagship show of the Straight Talk Society. This is the show that you're going to get all your, drama topics. This is a show that you may get your arguments. This is a show where we're going to talk about not one specific thing, but we dabble around the world of pop culture and the men just banter about it. So that's what this show is. But if this show isn't for you, and I don't know why it wouldn't be, but we also have other shows. The highly acclaimed Tape Fist Politics, Venkat, Mike, MD, and Ricardo do such a fantastic job with that. That's every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Hey, if that doesn't fancy your boat, then be sure to tune into Wrestling with Reality. Today we have the return of Straight Talk Therapy Sessions with the one and only Dr. Mia. So y'all be sure and tune into that. So tonight we have a fantastic show tonight, the Straight Talk Society. We will not go over that 2.5 hour mark. So Mike, you ain't got no shirt on, right?
I never have clothes on, bro.
But I'm saying you like right on the like crazy.
My bad. I don't like clothes, bro. Anybody that knows me,
like crazy.
Acknowledge me.
What's up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of Straight Talk with Trevor, where no topic is off limits.
Ain't trying to fuss, but it's a must, you gon' respect this. Plus your nuts will touch the dust, you try to check this. You ain't insane, I write your name down on my checklist. You think I'm playing, I leave you laying, I leave you breathless. As human beings, instead of being so many try to be. You ain't seen what I have seen in my society.
Hey, I'm just a man with a microphone. Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations.
Straight Talk Sessions live.
You're gonna acknowledge me.
Oh, what is up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of the Straight Talk Sessions, the Man Talk Monday edition, live here on the Straight Talk Society. And it feels like I haven't been here in a long time. I think we haven't done a Man Talk Monday in 2 or 3 weeks. I know I took the week off for Thanksgiving, and then I will tell y'all 30 minutes before I started the show last week, like legit 30 minutes before I hit go live, I got a phone call that a family member was in the hospital, and you know, as they say in the wrestling business, cards subject to change. So that immediately became my top priority, and I had to take care of that. So that's where we are with that. But we are back in the building today, and man, yeah, shout out to Ricardo in the building. Shout out to Tequila wherever you are. You know, strength to you. Hope you feeling good and well. Ricardo, let me know how I sound. You know, I missed my sound check with Keela. Just let me know real quick what's up. Yeah, we just had I'm just waiting for my sound check. Just waiting for my sound check. And then we will get started with today's show. Shout out to the best producer in the business, Venkat. Shout out to you. I see you here. One of his rare appearances to Man Talk Monday. Venkat, stick around. I may have a sound drop for you. I may have a sound drop for you if it comes up in the show. So, shout out to MD in the building. Hey, real quick, I'll say this, if y'all haven't checked out Tape Fist Politics, first of all, what the hell are you doing? You should be checking out Tape Fist Politics, because the truth of the matter is they talk about the real stuff. I come over here and I'm a troublemaker. I'll stir things up. But that Tuesday show, those guys talk about like what's really going on, and they do have a show scheduled tomorrow about Ron DeSantis and some other fella, I guess, that he got in a debate with. I haven't even looked at the sidebar yet, but y'all be sure to tune into Tape Fist Politics, man. That should be one of the most popular shows over here, because those guys talk about what really matters in life. You know what I mean? So on Man Talk Monday, you know, you laugh and joke, and I always say this is a flagship show of the Straight Talk Society, which it is, because it's a show that basically started everything. But I think that show is like top notch. Also, if you get a chance, check out the Dolphins deep dive that we did yesterday with MD and myself. MD was an impromptu co-host yesterday, but we got into a real good conversation. We got into a good conversation about the abomination, I'll say, that is the NCAA college football, the way they mistreated my Florida State Seminoles, and the way MD feels that his Georgia Bulldogs were mistreated. We got into a real good conversation. I listened back to it today, and I really loved the interaction with MD and his Southern drawl, and then me. It's just it made for a good time. It got me thinking, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a little, I don't know, maybe a little Trevor MD collab on football. I don't know. We'll see, we'll see how it goes, because I know MD got a ton of stuff to do, plus, always being on the road. But yeah, that was yesterday's show. And let's go over what we have for the week, while I give my co-host some time to get up here. Let me see what they're saying. So Wayne says he's running late, and Mike and Kev, I'm just waiting for them to pop up. But let's go over what we got coming up this week on the society. Excuse me. Just like I said, tomorrow is Tape Fist Politics, and the topic of that conversation will be the governor debate, DeSantis versus Newsom. So they'll be breaking that down. And listen, if you guys last week's episode of Tape Fist Politics, going back to Tape Fist Politics, was so great because they were talking about the hostage. They were talking about the hostage situation, and I was literally getting messages through during the show saying best episode ever, things like that. It was fantastic. Those guys do a really, really, really good show. Then Wednesday, I mean, we've been going back and forth. We got a group, that covers these shows. We have multiple groups. Anybody affiliated with the Straight Talk Society, we're in certain groups going over show ideas and things like that. We got a group that this guy is just a hot topic in the group. So what I decided for this Wednesday show, we finally gonna put everything to rest. We will basically be putting CM Punk on trial this Wednesday. The topic of that show is episode 33 of Wrestling with Reality. I cannot believe we've done 33 of these already. Not to mention the 19 that we did over on the other channel. CM Punk, victim or punk? So y'all gonna get Venkat and all his grandstanding glory come this Wednesday. So make sure and tune into that at 5:45 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we will have round one. It is now a two-part debate. It was going to be a trilogy, but when the guys realized that, the final topic wasn't, one debater didn't believe in it. So they're just going to do a two-part debate, but we do have that two-part, the first debate of the two-parter with Eddie Israel and Stacey Mobley, and that will be entitled, "Do the Curses of Deuteronomy 28 Apply to Us Today?" So that will be the debate coming up Thursday. Let me flash that on the screen again. This Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern. That debate will be going on. And speaking of that debate, I see Big Mike in the back, so waiting for Kevin. And I know Wayne said he's going to be late, but let me let y'all know what's been going on. So, I always like to take, I take my time off. I take my time just to chill with the family and everything. So I have been inundated over the past week with text messages from people I don't know, like numbers I don't know. People just sending me all type of random things, just ridiculousness. So let me just tell y'all the latest message that I got today, which at this point is comical now, because these guys are passing out my phone number, and they act like they act like they're bullies. You know what I mean? They're bullies, but these guys hide behind their cameras and they never show their face. So I get a message from a 708 area code. And the reason I say that, because I know you're listening, just so you know that I'm specifically talking to you. So he says, where is it? This is Aaron Sparrow. That's not a real name. I don't care what anybody says. You should stop. Listen to this. This is great. So he says, you should stop taking people off of Brother Harvin's channel. I'm going to get back to that one. Chris and Jeremy Dunbar don't want to debate on your channel because you're, and he put Y-O-U-R, dummy, a heathen, and use file onage. And then he put language at the end. So, so Aaron Sparrow, it's time to be made famous by the man with the greatest beard on YouTube. You, my friend, are an idiot. Let me explain something to you. You bring up Jeremy Dunbar. I don't know Jeremy Dunbar, and I'm not going to say anything bad about Jeremy Dunbar. But if you want to, I could share my screen with you right now and pull up the email that Jeremy Dunbar himself sent me a couple of weeks ago asking, can he debate an Israelite on my channel? I don't know this Jeremy Dunbar. That was my first time ever having any interaction with Jeremy Dunbar. He reached out to me and sent me a message and asked me, can he debate on my channel? And I'm like, well, hell yeah. If you want to, tell me what you want to debate. And then he was like, I want to debate this, this, and this. He gave me 3 topics. And I said, I'll see if I can find somebody that wants to debate you on it. But you guys will lie and spin the narrative and say that I'm the one taking people off of Tony. Let me tell you something. Tony Harvin poses no threat to me. Just so you guys know right now. Tony Harvin has been sending me messages for the past week. Just so you guys know, Mr. 201 zip code. Like I don't know that that's you. He sent me messages from 3 different numbers talking about specific people, which I'm still not going to bring up. I just want you to know that I know who it is. See, you guys are the one harassing me. I don't care anything about y'all. I don't have to do, that's what you guys don't understand. I don't have to do the biblical debates. You guys came to me. I never once went to any one of you guys and asked you guys, hey, you want to do a debate on my channel? Never. I could go back and pull up every email where you guys came to me. And it's so funny because you guys even initially wanted me to do them on Mondays. And I told you I'm not doing it on Mondays because oh, they must be working against me. You say they kicked me off. Mic check, mic check. So they came to me and they're like, oh man, can you do the debates because the place that we're debating, we don't like it. It's unfair. So I'm like, okay, hey, content is king. So I'll do the debates. Y'all came to me. I didn't come to y'all. So let's not forget that. Let's always remember who came to who. Just let's keep that in mind while y'all going around lying. And the fact that y'all love to call me heathens is so comical to me. Let me tell y'all something before I get into the show, because I see Mike in the back. I don't want to keep him waiting because we do have a strict time limit to keep to. I had a guy tell me that I'm a heathen because I talk about football on the channel and because I talk about wrestling on the channel. That's what they tell me. I guess I don't know. I guess I at this point I don't care. Hey, y'all don't ever have to debate over here again. I do not care. I really don't care, because you know what? People like Stacey Mobley, which by the way, the same Stacey Mobley that came over here that you guys tried to steal and get to your channel. Come on, man. What are we doing here? Like seriously, what are we doing here? You got 10 times more, probably 10 times more subscribers than me. I'm not trying to compete with you. I do my own thing. I stay in my own lane. And that's what you don't understand. That's the ridiculousness of you guys. You guys send me messages all day. I got messages from 6, 7, 8 area codes. I think that's Georgia. I got messages from 201 area code. I just got this email, this message from this 708 area code. Bro, y'all harassing the hell out of me and y'all passing my number around. I ain't tripping off of that. I'm not tripping off of that. But if it does get too out of control, I'm telling you, I'm gonna flash my camera, my phone right in the thing like this, so everybody can see your phone number, and so everybody can see that I'm not lying, because I don't make anything up. And that's the truth of everything. That's the truth of the matter. That's the reality of everything. And that's just how it is. So we're gonna continue. See, Venkat saying he liked the episode with Stacey Mobley. Yeah, because Stacey Mobley is not an idiot like some of those other guys. Venkat, do you know how we always talk about this AEW, WWE tribalism? That's what they have. I ain't got no contract with anybody that wants to debate on my channel. I don't have a contract with Peter Cox. I don't have a contract with Reginald Young, Jansen, Duran, Eddie, Stacy. I don't have a contract with any of them. They could go debate wherever they want. I don't care. That's the problem. That's the difference between me and you. You care. I don't care. because you looking at it because you want to line your pockets. Whereas with me, I'm giving guys an opportunity to get their message out. That's the big difference between the two of us. Mr. Righteous. And send me a text message during this show, or come into my chat during this show, and I'll give out 3 more numbers of your phone number. Since you want to play that game with me, you guys are passing around my number around here like you passing around a joint or something. Like, what the hell y'all think this is? Y'all don't understand. Y'all have a certain standard that y'all try to uphold and perpetrate. I don't. I'm real. I am as real as you get. I don't pretend to be anybody that I'm not. I saved that for you guys. You guys are men worshipers. And I'm gonna tell you, and by the way, I'm gonna just say this now, just to show you how serious I am. So the 2 people that the guy named on this message, he named specifically Chris and Jeremy. I ain't got nothing against y'all, but don't come on my damn channel Thursday. Come Thursday, if I see you in the channel, I'm going to personally block you. Seeing that somebody's sending me messages telling me that you guys don't want to debate. I don't care. That's the problem. What you guys don't understand. I don't care. That doesn't bother me one way or the other, but I talked enough. Yeah, Strictly Real. Shout out to the 1995 rap group. But it's time for what you guys came to hear. So we will be back on the other side with Man Talk Monday right here on Straight Talk Society.
Cannot sleep at night when I do more wrong than right. I truly know that only God understands. When I'd rather be at home, when I'd rather be alone. I truly know that only God understands. When my heart is feeling cold and I feel it in
Acknowledge me.
Come take a walk through my heart, a stroll through my soul. Been smart from the start, wasn't taught, wasn't told. You could climb through my mind, or fly through my eye. And in time you will find what I rhyme is not a lie. Come take a walk through my heart, a stroll through my soul. Been smart from the start, wasn't taught, wasn't told. You could climb through my mind, or fly through my eye. And in time you will find what I rhyme is not a lie. See you dealing with a vicious mind, heart cold like Christmas time. Every time I write a rhyme, put it all on the line. No need to hold my tongue, hold the mic like you hold a gun. Haters, I'm the chosen one, fakers, I don't roll with none. Don't you ever test my heart, been a rebel from the start. I ain't got time to play no games, I'm too busy playing my part. Keep my mind on my mission, living by my premonition. Through the world with blurry vision, stressing in high definition. Walking the path unknown to most, the ones that I love, I hold them close. Every rhyme I wrote was dope, no jokes so folks can overdose. Lyrically, I'm legendary. Yes, I'm very necessary. Glad to see my adversary buried in the cemetery.
Man Talk Monday.
Yeah.
Straight Talk Sessions live.
You're gonna acknowledge me.
It's Monday. It's Man Talk Monday.
Bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
have a responsibility and a duty to be fathers, not to just make babies, but to be real fathers. And you can't expect any good to come to you if you don't visit any good on your son or your daughter. So be a man.
Oh man, hold the phones. Do I see the greatest moderator in the building? Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to see Keela. I missed you like crazy. I mean, I understand the situation and everything, but man, if anybody missed you, it was me over here. Oh my goodness, man. I am so happy to see that you're back. Just whenever you're ready, you come on over to the manor and we'll have a couples get together. How about that? And then we could go over everything there, what you want to talk about. But I am so happy to see you, man. I've been thinking about you and everything like that. Nothing concerning the show, just thinking about you on what you were dealing with. So I am so glad to see you back. So it is Monday, and it is time for Man Talk Monday. I know I used up the first 20 minutes of the show, but guess what? We're here now, and I am joined by the young phenom himself, young Kev in the building. What's up, Kev?
Yo, Mr. Baby Arm in the building. My bad. I didn't mean to come late. I was dealing with some old people, but I'm good.
Wait a minute.
What's up, chat? What's up, boys?
You said Baby Arm.
Yes, sir. It's on my
card.
card.
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. And last but definitely not least, Big Wayne said that he will be running a little late, but he will be joining us. So last but certainly not least, Mango Mike in the building. What's up, Mike?
Ray Mango, King of the Mangoes, and return of my key type. I am Joyed.
Bro, you changed your name more than any. So what's behind the Ray now? You Ray Mysterio cosplay now? What's going on?
No, sir. Ray Mysterio just means the King of Mysteries. I am Ray Mango, King of Mangoes.
All right. So we got a very interesting topic tonight. Entitled "How Old is Too Old?" And I want to dedicate the majority of the show to it, so we could be out of here by before 8 o'clock. I guarantee you that we will be done before 8 tonight. We're not going to be story heavy because I want to focus strictly on tonight's topic: how old is too old? But before we get into that, let's do a couple of quick stories. I have some men that I need to put on blast because people say that I don't criticize men enough. So here we go. We gonna put some men on blast. And Venkat, I want you to pay attention to this because y'all don't understand. Venkat motivates me so much. I can't tell him enough because he don't seem to be the one to get into all the mushy stuff. Whenever I tell him how much I appreciate him and stuff, he never answers me back. But y'all know he's a beast on the video editing and all that stuff. And I've been trying to do it lately. I done a couple of things. I got a long ways to go, but he done motivated me. So I do have two people that I do want to put on blast, a couple of people, just so we could get over, we could do our views and thoughts on this real quick. And then we'll get into the main story of the night because I do want to spend as much time as we possibly can on this. So let me pull up my first video that I made myself personally. And this is from Twitter. I don't remember who sent me this. It could have been Ricardo, could have been Nene. I don't know. Shout out to the queen of the Straight Talk Society. But it's time to sound off because what we do, we don't only sound off on women and their foolishness, but we sound off on men and their foolishness also. So it's time to put these brothers on blast. Hopefully my channel, I don't get a copyright strike for this, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all saw the title. Y'all see me in my newscaster fit. Um, so y'all see what's going on there. It was a kid's birthday party gone viral, and you guys saw what was going on. You had your music playing in the background. What you couldn't see really in the video, because the way I had to cut it, there was a bunch of older men, bunch of dads or whatever, just standing in the background, and kids holding wads of money, guns, and just perpetrating every stereotype known to man. And I want to start off with Mike first, because I feel like Mike's going to go the longest on this and give us the best rant. So Mike, what you got about what you just saw?
Well, since I've gone on my sabbatical, this is one of the things I have not seen, and I am wholeheartedly disgusted. I've never, you know how you always wonder how the next generation of BS comes about. We're like watching in the real time. We're watching the next generation of F boys and sad niggas that's gonna end up in gangs or in prison or in jail. We're watching them be watered. That's what we just watch. We just watched them watering and putting compost on the fruit of bullshit. That's what that was. I am so disgusted and disheartened that I had to see that. I am saddened. I feel so bad for the boys. They think what they're doing is cool, and you can see every 5 seconds they'll look back at the men for reassurance. They'll look back at the men like, hey, am I doing it right? Yeah, that's right. You being just as ignorant as daddy. Keep going. Like, I just see the F's on his report card, the pregnancies in his teens. I see the end of his future before it even begins. Not everybody should be a parent, y'all. Not everybody should be a parent. If abortion's gonna be legal, it need to be for these people. We need to say let them little fetuses go to heaven, so they don't have to deal with these niggas. Like, I am disgusted. I am every day I wake up and I think, man, I'm keeping my daughter too young. Like, I don't curse around her. I don't let her listen to hip hop. I don't. All she does is happy go lucky stuff. She still like princess stuff. The hardest thing I ever put on my daughter to this day was we watched Demon Slayer the other day. That was the hardest thing. And I'll be waking up like, man, maybe I'm babying her too much. And then I see this foolishness and I know that I am not. I am not. I need to save my baby's childhood and save her future by keeping her who she's supposed to be, not this garbage that I just watched. It's like they don't realize Young Thug is on trial for his life for coming up in this exact same bullshit. Like, this is disgusting. What adult can watch this and think it's okay?
Kev, is it me, or do you hear like Mike sounds, I won't say mumbled, but I don't know how to explain it. Or is it just
It's
me?
no, you're good. It sounds low, but sounds like he's
I,
not using a microphone.
I think
Okay,
my heart's just broken.
yeah, it's something though. It just seems like but I, yeah, so I didn't want to cut you off, Mike, but I want to make sure that it wasn't me. Go ahead and finish.
I'm just sad, yo. Like, I come on here and I want better for my people. I want better for all of us. Like, I know we focus on black people because we're like pretty much the bottom when it comes to the society, because the top treats us like we're this big dangerous thing, even though we've never done anything to them. But watching this, like, there's some KKK group at home watching this, jacking off. Like, yeah, we did it again. We kept another generation down. Like, this is Willie Lynch's dream in effect. This is Martin Luther King's dream being destroyed in front of us. How the hell am I supposed to combat this? How am I supposed how am I supposed to have my baby not see this foolishness and think it's something, when all I have to give her is righteousness and morals? When these fools don't realize that they're living bullshit until they're in their early 30s, if at all. This is the piss in our gene pool. And this is why I am a fatalist, because I think it's never going to stop.
And the sad part about it is that these are the guys that's going to come after people's these are the kids that's going to come after people's daughters.
Yeah.
Zay says that those kids will ruin many lives, not just
Yeah.
their own. I mean, absolutely. Maria G had said earlier, that's not black culture, that's failed culture.
Facts.
Absolutely. Where was it? Ricardo says, why is this nonsense glorified? It's the times that we live in. It's like literally the times that we live in. Kev, what'd you think about this video?
Sorry, dramatic pause. But
I can't stand this.
Okay, so this is why I identify as non-binary black. Sorry, non-binary black. Because I don't identify with this mess, and I never will. I think, and this is why I keep saying, black culture is an issue. Not saying that all of it is an issue, but this is the stuff that we perpetuate. This is stuff that we enjoy seeing, and yeah, we give the most attention to. We don't give a lot of attention to people who are, how do I say, looking towards education and bettering themselves and bettering their lives. We make jokes and crack fun at people who talk like me, like talk like a quote unquote white guy. So I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense that this is what the generation are saying, because that's what's on TV. And also this is what is making the most money, right? I doubt I'm gonna Maria.
Maria crazy.
Yeah, at the same time, there's a reason why C-SPAN is just boring as hell to look at. So I doubt like there's there'd be much attention to like constructive things. So and at the same time, being kind of ratchet and being a hood rat, it's kind of fun. I like twerking as much as like as much as that's a negative effect. I love looking at it. I love getting lap dances and stuff like that. I love thoughts, but at the same time, I'm a hypocrite because I wouldn't want my daughter to do that. I wouldn't want my girlfriend to be a thought. I just want her to be a thought for me. So, and yeah, it's the same with the movies where like, we pretend we're those people, like Scarface or, Al Pacino and stuff like that. We love the gangsters. We love the more than life kind of situations where, we can get out of our boring 9 to 5, like repetitive lives. So, yeah, there is a need in there, but I don't know. At this point, I don't think there's anything we can do about it. All we got to do is, well, one, I would say move out the country if you're not about it. That's what I'm doing. I ain't raising no kids in this country. Heck nah.
Wait a minute. What you plan on repatriating?
Oh, I'm dipping. I just gotta figure out where to go. The least crazy places. Maybe Zamunda. I don't know.
Okay.
if you vibe Zamunda, I'm going with you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mike, go out and come back in, because your mic, I really can't explain to you how it sounds. Yeah. Maria brings up an interesting, and I understand. I understand exactly what she's saying. One day, whenever she's ready to come on the show, she could come on and explain it herself. I figure she'll probably be on Tafis Politics before she comes on Man Talk Monday, because she loves Tafis Politics, as everybody should. But Maria says that controversial thoughts, which I don't really think it's controversial, because I understand exactly what you're saying. I do think Black America consists of 4+ cultures. God, I wish you could. I really want you to explain this. I feel like I know what you're saying, but I want to hear you say it so I don't misrepresent you. I really understand what you're saying, but hold on, let me see what MD. I can't frown upon the culture. I frown upon the self grandiose aspect of the crab in the barrel mentality again. And I want to ask a question. I got to play devil's advocate because Mike is back. So the video that we just played shows a bunch of black kids holding money and guns, listening to rap music. So what happens? How do we feel about the videos that show the young white kids toting rifles down in the country?
That is a good point. I think the difference is that when you watch them, you know they have like a respect for the gun and the weapons, and respect for lives, as opposed to I'm saying what I'm gonna say, as opposed to the counterpart. Because I mean, yeah, we can pretend like everybody's racist, but yeah, I definitely know that when it comes to their parents, they're teaching them how to hold a rifle, how to handle a gun, what to do in certain situations. When I see these Instagram videos, it's just dudes toting the guns the wrong way, sideways, toting money and beefing with people online. So I think that's the main difference.
So Kev, I will say this before Mike jump on you, because I could feel it coming off the screen. Oh, MD saying he agreed with you. Of course, MD agrees with you. Kev, again, and Wayne says this a lot, so I won't even act like it's mine, but we are judged by the worst of us. My dad taught me and my brother how to shoot. I was shooting 12 gauge rifles when I was like 7 years old, Glock 9mm, all that stuff when I was like 7 years old. Never was it to glorify gang culture or anything like that. My dad has a bunch of guns and he taught us how to shoot them all. So that's that. Go ahead, Mike, because I know you want to get them.
I don't. I'm gonna let Kev live today because I feel like I be shooting at Kev and everybody look at me like I'm a bully. I'm gonna let you do you today, little bro. You ride out. I'm gonna say this.
That means he's cowering in fear. Go ahead.
I'm terrified. I'm in bed right now. Uh, them white kids are always in the country and they carry long guns and shotguns. They're not carrying handguns. And them handguns, we all know what handguns are for. Nobody's carrying handguns to take down a deer. Nobody's carrying handguns to help them make their rigor mortis stew. Nobody's carrying a handgun to kill a bear. They carry a handgun to shoot other niggas. That's it. And the white boys that carry their little handguns and try to be gangsta, I think they pathetic too. It's all the same lame. I grew up in the era where having to shoot somebody wasn't what you wanted to do. You wanted to get home. Now these dudes just want to shoot somebody to get shown that they shot somebody and then cry on TV when they go to jail. I don't understand it. It's not for me to understand. This ain't my generation. Uh, I guess you guys just do your drugs and stay away from my kid because I don't want to get demonetized. But you know how everybody that's ever listened to me knows how I feel. Stay away from my kid or I'm gonna get at you. It is what it is. I'm a whole sucker until you touch my family. Simple and plain. I'm the lamest dude in the world till you touch my baby. And that includes the mother of my child. I don't, we don't get along like we do now, but don't touch her either. Because I ain't trying to explain to my daughter why she's not on the planet anymore. So y'all do what you want to do over there. Have your little future thugs, your little future gangsters with their little pistols to their head, because that makes sense. Yeah, let's put guns to our heads like phones. You have phones. Use the phone. Why you can't use the phone? Why would you teach a kid to put a gun to their head? That makes all the sense in the world. Whatever. I don't care. If that's what these people think is, and this is why I tell people all the time. They're like, we need more men. The men need to be. No, you need good men. This is what happens when you just get any man. Y'all just got any man to be the father to your kid. And this is what you get. Y'all see the difference? You keep giving Pookie babies, and this is what you get: more Pookies. And then you blame the F boys and Pookies on men. No, boo boo. You keep smashing these lames. You keep smashing these dudes who think guns as a phone is the way to go. You control sex. Stop giving it to men who ain't worth it. That's all I'm saying. Men, try to do better, please. Be better humans. It ain't that difficult. I watched a man today have his neighbor came over. She's a white lady with dementia, and she keeps coming over his house yelling at him about the lights. He's already had the police come over, and the police have told her, ma'am, the lights are not bothering you. You can't even see them from your window, but she still comes up 2, 3 in the morning. Your lights are keeping me up. He got real riled up for a second, then stopped and said, you know what? If I turn the lights off, will you be all right? She's like, yeah. She's like, all right, I'll turn them off. They're going off right now. Because not every battle needs to be fought. Not every fight needs to be had. Sometimes get away from this nigga shit. That's how I'm living my life.
Hey, quick question.
No. That's how I'm living my life. Everybody's told me, I'm telling you, I'm on a Zen path right now. And I got my key top back. Everybody's told me, like I've had so many thoughts on what life is supposed to be. I've had like this real big thing in my heart that was like, I need to find somebody to share this with. And no, I don't. Nah. I got my baby. I'm gonna make sure she stay off the pole, make sure she graduate from both universities, from university and high school, make sure she's set in life to where she marries a man and the man is not only wanting but joyous to pay 100% of her bills because she's a worth it woman. And then I'll die alone, happy, a success. I don't want none of y'all raggedy heifers if you don't want me, and I don't want none of y'all raggedy people around my baby. So y'all stay on your side, I'll stay on my side. I'm a fatalist, but I'm becoming an individualist. MD, make room.
Speaking of MD says gun culture amongst Negroes is a tool of self-destruction based off of, I'm assuming it's off of what other Negroes have. I could rock with that a little bit. Kev, what were you going to say before I play the next, move on to the next?
I was going to ask, you ever played GTA?
Not me. No, I never played it.
Never, really. What about you, Mike?
Of course.
Okay, let's be honest. It's fun doing all that gangster stuff in the game, don't you think?
I'm gonna tell you what the difference. I'm gonna tell you what the difference is, sir. You say, and you said it earlier, and I meant to say something, but I didn't want to chastise you. Scarface, GTA, Saints Row, those are called entertainment. It's entertainment. It's not real. Scarface ain't real. Scarface is not real. He didn't exist. Scarface is a character played by an Italian white male, okay, who's playing the Cuban immigrant. They're not real. Now, if black people have an issue where they fail to understand that what they see on TV is not real, then that's a problem we need to deal with. Because I guarantee you, white people don't see the predator and go, man, I'm going to get out there in the world. No, it's not real. It's entertainment.
Yeah,
okay?
I think that's the issue. People don't
realize
that's
a big issue.
Action.
All right, get the last word. Get the last word, Kev.
Oh, no, I was gonna say I agree. You know, I think that's what it is. People don't realize there's consequences to their actions, but at the same time, it's fun. It's fun. Like I like shooting guns too, but I know if I use it on a person, I'm going to jail or I'm getting a death penalty. Exactly. Other people, they just take it too far. So I agree.
It's something to watch. You watch it on TV, you go, wow, that's crazy. And then you get back to your boring life. Stop letting these people talk y'all into bullshit. Life is boring. If you want it to be fun, go find a place to go race cars or get a bumper car, do something exciting with your girl, go watch a movie, and then get back to your boring ass life. Everybody's life ain't meant to be fire. Stop thinking you special. You're a regular human being. You ain't Beyonce. Get your raggedy ass in the house where your man supposed to be and stop cheating. Get your raggedy ass home. The stripper thoughts don't like you. They don't. They like your money. Stop trying to live outside of your means. Be who you are. Be boring. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm boring as hell. My bad.
Mike on his hey, you can tell we had like 3 weeks off because Mike full of piss and vinegar. So I will say this though before I move on. Before I started this show, the irony, last week, 30 minutes before the show started, I had to cancel because I had got a call that, a loved one was in the hospital. And before I started this show today, I was coming back from said hospital and my loved one is doing much better. Thanks to everybody that reached out. But when you're in those hospitals, you have a lot of time to sit there and reflect while you're sitting there watching your loved one in the bed, fighting for their lives and things like that, or whatever the case may be. you echo a lot of those sentiments as Mike's saying. Like, a lot of this stuff doesn't mean anything. That's why when I got these guys constantly harassing me about stuff that just makes absolutely no sense, it does not matter in the grand scheme of things. It's so minute. It's like, in the words of the great Jim Ross, it's like literally just a stain on the underwear of life. Like, you guys pick the worst thing to glorify and be so obsessive about. Like, we got like real actual lives. You know what I mean? I have a child. Mike has a child, and we realize our purpose in life is to take care of said child and make sure that they're on the right path, so that when we leave this earth, they'll be okay. So that's what I had to say about that. Speaking of low life bums, let's get to this next person, courtesy of Venkat sending me this video. Oh God, this is a piece of crap.
And tonight, new information about a high school band director who was arrested for sex crimes involving a student.
We've learned that this is not the first time he's been accused of inappropriate behavior. Local 10's Glenna Milberg is live in Homestead with the exclusive. Glenna.
Calvin, Nicole, we are learning that this is not the first time that the reports of this band leader's behavior with students have gone to the district, and yet he was here in class Tuesday morning before his arrest. Scott Davis becomes the latest in a roster of teachers who are accused sex offenders in this school and in the district. That's Southdade High School's band today without former band teacher Scott Davis, arrested Tuesday on charges involving sex with a student. This is the statement Miami-Dade School District emailed, quote, deeply troubled by the allegations, but we've learned they've heard them before. It was a member of the band in 2018 with a similar experience Davis apparently confessed to this time, offering emotional support, a deeper connection with student, closed-door sessions. That student's parents outlined it all in these December 2018 emails. Detectives got involved then, checked allegations of computer porn on school property. We requested information on all of that from the district, including an answer to the question, why was Davis allowed to keep working with students? Davis kept leading the band at a school where at least 3 teachers have been arrested for sex crimes with students in the last few years. Another former band teacher, Andrew Weil, is in prison. He took a plea last May, sex with a 16-year-old student in 2017, and is now a registered sex offender. So is Tom Privet. Since November 2021, he's a former government teacher here, convicted of sexual battery on a student. And so is Bresniel Jansen, former Southdade math teacher, whose victim won more than $49 million in a jury award from Miami-Dade's district, alleging it knew about him but left him and the threat in the classroom. One of the first people we spoke with today was the principal here, and as we expected, protocol dictates he said he really can't talk about this case. The district sends out a pro forma statement on when these arrests happen, and they did this time again, and part of the statement that you saw said, we don't tolerate this kind of behavior, but increasingly signs are that they did. I'm Glenna Milberg, live.
All right. She ended it by saying we don't tolerate this kind of behavior, but at that same school, they had 3 sex offenders there. The reason I wanted to play this video is because it's kind of going to lead into our main story tonight. And it's not just men. It just happens to be that this is a man's story, because I think Mike or Kev sent me a video earlier or something on IG about a female teacher messing with an 18-year-old. So
Yeah,
and that runs rampant. There's a lot of that. Even in the beginning of Man Talk Monday, I used to always pull up those type of stories. So this isn't solely just focusing on men. Venkat sent me this video, and I thought it'd be very interesting. Is the insatiable, like the appetite of these men going after these younger girls, and even to a criminal extent. You had one sex with 16-year-old. You know, a lot of times you hear 14, 15 years old. They got the 18-year-olds in there. So what do you, Kev? What's your thoughts on this? And the fact that this isn't the first time, like that band department needs to just completely be blown apart, because they got something going on with their band directors that they can't keep their hands off of little kids. So what are your thoughts on this, Kev, before we get into the main event?
I'm starting to think public schools just don't work. They don't work from what I'm seeing. With kids shooting the schools, teachers preying on the kids. I've seen videos where kids are beating up on the teachers, beating up on other students. I don't know. I don't think public schools work, or even if they do, I think there needs to be some type of revamp, because if you're saying this is something that keeps happening over and over and over again, I mean, that just means we got to fix this problem. And it sounds like the school isn't down to fix the problem, because they keep bringing in these creeps. They're protecting these creeps. So it's like, okay, but then it has to be up to the parents or somebody to do something to help with this. But yeah, I think this is an issue that isn't going to go away, because we're in a society that is glorifying sex. We're in a sexual culture, not just Black culture, but American culture in general. And a lot of dudes, they're tired of beating their meat, or tired of watching porn. So I mean, yeah, they're gonna find an outlet. And with women, I'm not too sure what's going on with the women, but of course they're trying to fill some type of hole in their life. I don't know what it is, but they're finding it with these kids.
God.
So hold on, Kev. So, Kev, and I love your honesty, and that's why we love you over here. But so you're saying that these people are trying to find a outlet because they're tired of doing whatever and things like that. Yeah, but the fact is that these are minors. That's the issue. So your outlet argument goes out the window.
No, it don't. No, it don't. They're looking for an outlet, and the easiest ones to go to is the minors, because they're naive to all the the game, the manipulation, the lies, and things like that an adult would give. Like, for example, what this guy did was saying like, oh, okay, well, I'll help you with a better connection, or whatever fancy words they said in the article. So yes, there is an issue with hypersexuality, and yeah, we got to do something about these situations, because at the end of the day, it's our kids that are being affected by it.
I'm not gonna let Trevor suck us into that conversation, because then he's gonna blame us later and say that we got into the age thing too early. So I'm gonna stay where you was at. I think these public schools are working exactly the way they want them to work. You got the kids that are fighting the teachers. That's going to fund and fuel our prison system. The kids that are just regular stupid, they're gonna flood and keep our blue collar workers going. The ones that can rise up out of it, they're gonna get their little white collar jobs. The ones that are stuck in the middle, they're gonna bounce around or whatever. It's public school is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. That's the way it is. It's the movement on the corruption of our country. Our country is a large corrupt state. That's what it is. That's why none of this stuff looks like it's working, but it's working perfectly. I promise you. If you step back and you look at the kids that are caught in let's say in these adult minor relationships or whatever. They were the kids they were going to be the weak adults who got tricked into giving away their money. They were going to be the old people who got tricked into giving away their fortune to the shady character in The Prince of Nigeria. This is just a microcosm of the society that we're living in. I know when it comes to ages, everyone knows where I stand. I think adults start at 16. I think a 16-year-old girl can play a 35-year-old man just as well. I think they're just as good. That's why if you look at the what do you call it? If you look at the metric on what people find the most attractive, it always starts at 16-year-old girl. 16-year-old girl. I don't think we should mess with them. I'm saying that's where adulthood should start. That's why it's the legal age of some other states. Because I think a lot of people go to jail like they're 18, 19, messing with a 16-year-old girl to go to jail. That's why I think it should start at 16, because that's where women come into their own and start making moves as if they think they're women. Because there's no difference to me. Now, as far as these super, I ain't gonna say super, these people in a, how can I say it? The difference with the teachers is they're in a position of power. That's the difference. A 19-year-old mess with a 6-year-old, I don't care. But you're in a position of power where you have authority over kids, that's where it differs. You should never mess with someone you have power over. That's why you can't have a relationship with someone in prison. It's automatically rape. Same thing with the kid. You cannot have a relationship with a kid. It's automatically rape. It is what it is. And I think these people, you were almost on to it, Kevin. You said something to the effect of, to the effect that they find it easier. They find it easy because that's who they spend all their time with. All their time is spent with kids. And they start to think they're one of the kids. And they start to feel like, hey, this is my crew. I hang with the cool kid. And what if they were corny as kids? Now they're hanging with the cool kids. Now they're hanging with the kids who would never talk to them when they were in school. Now they look up to them because they're in a position of power. Oh, I can call Mr. So-and-so by his first name. Oh, that's where you get these problems. That's where these problems start. I don't think teachers should be allowed to talk to kids once the class day is over. I think there should be a separate group of people who tutor kids, a separate group of people who handle after school problems or after school work or after school anything. I think once the teaching day is over, those teachers need to be gone. You should never be able to hang around with your kids. You shouldn't be able to have an after school meeting with a child until you're in college. I think society, state programs, and the government puts too much on these on these teachers. Teachers shouldn't have to think about a child after school. And it will cut out a lot of these issues. If you make a big segregation, this is adults. And I understand there are people who are like, but I'm grown, I know. I understand. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that are on the whatever that thing is, they're on the fence. They're on that line. People who could, because I'm telling you from experience, I used to work with kids in juvenile justice. And I have seen with my own eyes people who get in there so much to the point that they're sneaking kids' phones and they got handshakes with these little gangsters. Yeah, this is my little crew. They got their own little crew because they hang with them so much. That's their people. And I'm telling you, that's the problem. You should not be able to hang out with these minors when your job is done. When your job is done, separate. You go be kids, you go be adults, go find grown-ups to hang out with.
All right, so I want to touch on some Lim. Shout out to Lim for joining us too. Lim said it's disgusting. Sadly, it's not needing an outlet, and this is to Kev's point earlier. They are predators preying on children that may not know better, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. MD said conflict of interest should take effect in education, just like the courts. And MD, I did put the link down because it doesn't look like Wayne is going to make it, and we're going to go into the main event soon, or Lim, or hell of a woman, because I'd really love a woman to come on and discuss what we're about to go into. There was a comment from Maria G that I wanted to okay, so Maria G says nowadays it's female teachers that you have to worry about. Absolutely, because we again, I've played plenty of videos of these female teachers. Unfortunately, though, when the female teachers do it, they get a slap on the wrist and probation. When the men teachers do it, they go to jail forever. So what where Ricardo says adults should know better. There's a level of maturity that should be taken into account. All of that, which I agree with. And the reason we're doing these specific things is because it's going to lead us into the main event. So real quick, you guys give your final thoughts on this, and we're going to get into the into the meat and potatoes of this show.
I tell my twin, adults should know better. They should. But if they did, we wouldn't have a show. You watch videos every week of how adults don't know better. We just watched adults give a bunch of children guns to use as phones with money. They don't know better. They will never know better. So you need to have legislation that forces them to either know better or forces them to not be in a position where whether they know better or not, they can't. And that's why I say, when the day is over, take your ass home. There's no children for you to talk to. There's no, hey, after school, can we come in and learn? No. We have a whole new set of people whose job it is only to do after school stuff. You go home, you let that kitty crap go, you go find some adult people to play with. And legalize prostitution. But that's a whole nother thing. We'll get into that another time. Go ahead, Kevin.
Boy, I don't know about that last part. Well, maybe.
Hell yeah, because if all these dudes who can't get no girls, who y'all think are talking minors into getting stuff, and let's be clear, a lot of them minors are getting. If you look at the transcripts of the minor girls talking to the grown men, they be playing them old idiots. Them old idiots be breaking bread just like them girls do, just like the women do when they older. But I'm trying to tell you, these lame people who can't get adults, so they mess with minors. If they could have a steady stream of sex that they pay for, I promise you 60-year-olds wouldn't look that good no more. 14-year-olds ain't that sexy when you knocking down a big G-cup chick up the street for $150 a half hour.
But y'all know that's why I advocate that. Like that,
I'm with you.
That's why I always advocate that, because everybody just say, "Oh, Trevor, you're just being gross." And Lemby says, as to the public school system, they are glorified babysitting services.
Facts.
Absolutely. A lot of parents aren't involved, can't be as involved, and don't want to be as involved.
Oh, Trevor, stop. I'm gonna send you a video. I should have sent it to you. I thought I sent it to you. Did you see the video of the mother calling the teacher calling the mother at home because her child won't listen? And this woman had the nerve to say, "Well, I sent them to school. Y'all don't have no tricks on how to make him listen. Why are you calling me?" I was so disgusted.
Where did you send me that?
I think I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna go look for it.
Because
I think it was on YouTube.
If it's on IG, bro, I got like 200 IG messages I haven't even looked at yet. So
you gotta take mine out because mine are more important.
So Lemby just said, I just sent that link. So he's probably talking about the same thing you're talking about.
Yes. Ugh.
What's up, MD?
Peace. What's happening? Yeah, I'm just up
brother.
here observing, man. It's a great conversation. I wanna deep dive into what's going on, Kev. What's happening?
And y'all shout out to MD. MD, me and MD did a nice football show yesterday. I loved it. I listened back to it, and it just sounded good, because y'all know MD Southern accent. It just sounded good, man. It just sounded it just sounded like it needed to be a football show. So I don't know, man. We might have to work on some things. I don't know.
Yeah. Dynamic duo.
Yeah, don't
man and Batman.
Yeah, you
no
can't
Robin,
imitate it.
No
You
Robin.
can't imitate it, Mike. You can't. Don't even try,
bro. I tried.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah. Just leave it alone.
It just sounds great. Oh, and shout out to Maria G. Maria G says people don't grow up wanting to be prostitutes. Maria G, when the day comes that you want to come on this panel, man, I'd love to talk to you. Shout out to Keela. Keela says, MD Keela, I don't know if everything may have happened around the same time, but MD has signed to the Straight Talk Society. I don't know if you knew that, but that is what it is.
The eagle has flown.
So Kev, give your final thoughts on this before we move on to the main event, because I got two things that I need to play.
And let MD get in.
Yeah, I want to hear what MD has to say.
Actually, let me turn my mic. I'll be right back.
All right. Go ahead, MD. Let Kev get the last word. Get in there, MD.
Well,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, I'll let him get
yeah,
last.
you got it, Kev. Yeah, you got it, Kev. Yeah, I'm
Nah,
like I
we'll let
said,
Kev end it. I need to like recharge my brain before I listen to Kev. Go ahead, MD.
Oh Lord.
no,
Go
no.
ahead.
I mean, as far as like the school system, yes, it is a breeding ground, so to speak. No pun intended on that. When it comes to I guess I won't necessarily say grooming, huh? Damn, what was that? Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. We waiting on you.
Okay, I won't necessarily say grooming, but I will say like the predatory nature of just people that's there. You and look at it from this aspect. This is why I get controversial. When we talk about teachers, especially the male variety, we're talking about an exceeding amount of time being placed in a system where, again, going to the culture is highly sexualized, and we talking about upwards of 16, 18 hours. I don't want to hear that. 16, 18 hours in school, after school, so on and so forth. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm saying I agree with your point, Mike. There needs to be some type of confidentiality in terms of the relationship between student and teacher in the aspect of education, whereby it needs to be legally binding from a conflict of interest standpoint, where you shouldn't have time, so to speak, or you shouldn't have an ability to even develop that type of relationship. And if you do, it's going to be legally binding and your ass going to jail. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I equated it to the court system, where a certain person may be a paralegal or a lawyer or whatnot, can't participate in certain court proceedings with maybe a partner or a family member, so on, because of that conflict. And so I think, that can be equated to the education system. You know what I'm saying? As a minor, this person don't have no rights. Therefore, legally, you can't hold a personal relationship outside of work and tie it into work, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Okay, yeah, that's all I got.
I appreciate you, man, taking my point and expounding it out like only individualistic man could. Kev, go ahead and give me a run out. What's up?
Lordy Lord. I was gonna say that yeah, there needs to be a revamp on public schools. And if not, you're gonna have to start homeschooling your kids. I think that's gonna have to be the new norm because just like Mike said, schools are definitely grounds for having people go to jail, or it's just a good way to make money off of people with debt and things like that. And also, it kind of hit me when I saw in the video, but you kind of don't own your kids once they're on school grounds. Like, let's say there's an emergency and you want to pick up your kid, you can't do that, like, because the school owns your kid in that sense. So, yeah, we got to get away from that system, or at least start beating up on these teachers or something. I don't know. Something's got to change. But yeah, down with public schools.
All right, we here at Straight Talk Society do not condone beating up on teachers. Kevin is joking.
Yes, we do.
Kevin is joking. I would
I'm
like
not
everyone
joking.
before I turn this back over to our industrious bearded leader, I would like everyone to know that whenever you hear someone say, just like Mike said, or I agree with Mike, or yeah, what Mike said, all they're trying to say is Mike is right. Just go ahead and understand. That means Mike is right. Back to you. Don't it feel good to have it right at the button? Don't it feel good? Delicious.
All right. All right. So, yeah. So, okay. So now we're getting into that part of the show. Mature audience, if you're not, you know what I'm saying? If you can't handle it or you get weirded out by adult conversation, go ahead and leave now. But I'm gonna ask Kev. What is your dating max and minus? So what's the youngest in years that you'll date versus the oldest?
Youngest, I think 18 is a good age. in general. I think it's a fair age.
Okay, well, before you answer that though, give your age though, because it's going to put things in context.
I'm 29.
Okay, all right. So you're talking about 10, 11 years. Okay, because you gotta make sure and
you trying to save your life online, boy.
So you're talking about 11 years. You're not your
junior.
senior.
You're junior.
Junior. And how old would you go up?
Oh, please say 30.
29.
So you don't want nobody.
I couldn't date an older chick.
So you don't want nobody older. That's fine. We'll get there. MD, what's the young man? You probably what 40? No, you ain't 40 yet. MD probably like 36.
I'm 38.
You 38?
Yeah.
What's the youngest you'll date?
10 years, so 28.
28. What's the oldest?
Yeah. Hell, 50.
50. Okay. Yeah. Hey, listen, I've been seeing some on YouTube. They be showing pictures of like all the black celebrities like Nia Long and Sanaa. Man, them bros all in their 50s looking better than these girls that's in they 20s, man. So hey, I get it. Trust me,
bro. I just realized Nia Long is fine. Like it took this month. I saw a picture and I was like, God dang, she is fine.
Well, hold on though.
Man, you tripping.
MD
I
got
never thought she was fine.
MD got something to say about that though.
Ain't nothing like a dark chocolate woman.
I'm telling you, boy.
You better.
I agree.
Ain't nothing like it. Mike, me and you the same. Oh boy, here go Cliff. Cliff, just the person for this part of the story.
Oh, Cliff, so
Mike,
turn up.
Mike, me and you the same age. So how what's the youngest you would date?
I think 30, 36, 37. I've found that going past that, I start to run into the twerking to celebrate everything crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, girl, I won $5 in scratch offs. Twerk, 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 twerk. And I don't want that in my life. I don't want that around my baby. I'm good on that. Like, it's weird. I've dated, of all the women I've ever met, I've only had one that thought twerking was a way to celebrate, and I had to get rid of her as soon as possible. So 30, 36, 37, that'd be my lowest. My highest, 46.
So not much older than you.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you why. There's a range when you get to women. All right, women of that older generation, they're quick to pounce on weakness in men. So if they think you're young acting in any way, they gonna try to sun you. They're gonna, oh, what? So hold up, you don't know about that? Boy, here go Capri Sun. Go sit in the corner while I handle this. Like, who are you talking to? And I don't have time to fight with my woman. I want a cohesive relationship. And if I can't have that, I'm good. And Maria G, that's just why you running with Kevin and not me. Take all that twerking somewhere else. I'm good. But I don't need no thottery around me and my baby, bro. If my daughter ever twerks, it will never happen in front of me. Did you see that video, that one I sent you? Where the man was walking carrying something and his little girl twerked and he walked by and popped her and she was like, ah, and the mama looked away and had nothing to say. That's me. If I ever catch my daughter twerking, but I digress. So yeah, I stay in my little range.
So I would I'm 43. I think I'd probably go 10 years my junior at the most. And I say right now probably 50. And this is all hypothetical with me though, because if the missus ever hear this, she'll be like, nobody. So that's that. Okay, so now we have a jump off point as to what everybody thinks. So I'm gonna put this formula up here. And I'm gonna put this formula up, then I'm gonna play 2 videos, and then we're gonna get into the show. Oh man, please tell me I didn't take the formula down. Okay, here you go. So there's this formula that I found. Hold on, I gotta take Ricardo's comment down. So it says dating age rule. And this is as of January 23rd, 2023. Oh, it's my dad's birthday. Dating age rule. The dating age rule to determining a socially acceptable age difference in partners goes something like this: half your age plus 7 years. So if you're 40, half that would be 20 plus 7 years. So a 40-year-old, the socially acceptable. So what they said is 27. And again, this is not who's right or wrong. This the name of the show is How Old is Too Old, because we're going to talk about some things that we going to talk about some taboos that is, you know, that needs to be discussed. So to define the minimum age of a partner is your age. Wait a minute. So it's your age. To define the minimum age of a partner and your age minus 7 times 2. So 40 minus 7 will be 33 times 2 is 6. That doesn't make no, that's the okay. I read that wrong. That's to define the minimum, and to define the max is 7 is you basically go in reverse. So a 40-year-old would be 60. So, and Maria G says, to quote some men, to quote my son, men age like fine wine. And Maria, that's what I said last week on, well, not last week on the show, the last time we were on, I said that men are the only thing that appreciate with value. As a man gets older, he normally gets into his top earning years. He normally gets into his peak, even his sexual performance, regardless of what people want to think. And women, as they get older, unfortunately, with the kids and everything, we just start looking at them like used cars. You buy a car, it depreciates by 30% when you drive it off the lot. I mean, I don't want to sound like an ass when I'm saying that, but that's just how it is. So, all right, so we got a starting point, and now it's time for the video. Let's get into this. Let's get into the video. This is coming from my favorite show, one of my favorite shows ever. And hopefully YouTube, this is fair use. Please don't mess with me for this.
Donald, these are my parents.
It's a pleasure to meet you at last.
And I am the senior child in the family.
All right, so I got to pause this. Often what's happening, this is good times. If you black, you should know about this show. Thelma is introducing the guy that asked her to marry him, and it is played by Louis Gossett Jr. So that's what's going on here.
And I'm proud to welcome you with the good news that you have passed Supreme Test. Loaded with good looks, loaded with charm, and just plain loaded.
JJ?
Looks loaded with.
You can see the guy's already balding. Let me try to go up some, just because I don't want them to mess with me.
Mrs. Evans, from everything that Thelma's told me about you, I could pick you right out of a crowd. The same with you too, Mr. Evans.
Oh, that's easy. We the two with the surprised looks on our face.
I think I can imagine how you feel.
Mister, you ain't got the foggiest idea how I feel.
What my husband is trying to say is, we don't know what to say. We were expecting, was someone like, well, what we really want to know is,
what the hell is an old man like you doing going on?
Let me go up a little bit.
Well, look, ain't no sense in a lot of fat mouth, and I make the rules in this house. Here's your ring back, man.
Oh, Daddy, that's unfair. Ma, he has no right to give my ring back.
You're right, honey. That's a mother's job.
Well, I'm sorry, but I won't accept it. Now, I gave this ring to Thelma because I love her and I want to marry her. Now, it's not yours to give back.
It's mine, and I want to keep it. I knew you'd act like this. That's why I didn't want Donald to come here. What right do you have to plan my life?
We have every right. You're our daughter.
And you can't get married without our permission.
Well, next year I'll be 18 and I won't need anybody's permission.
Thelma.
Mr. Knight, Thelma.
All right, so I think we get the gist here. I don't want to get hit with no claim. So Thelma, we could do a whole case study on Thelma. Thelma is a mess, just a complete absolute mess. But here she introduces the guy that proposed to her in this episode. Thelma's 17 years old. She brings home this guy that already has the George Jefferson haircut. And I didn't get to play it, but he's 43 years old. So 43, she's 17, and she brings this guy to her house. So I asked the question, how old is too old? You have a 43-year-old man wanting to marry your 17-year-old daughter. Kevin.
I don't want to go first. I'm gonna get mad. I'll let MD go first.
Go ahead, MD. Go ahead, MD.
All right, so I'll put it in this terms because I'm always political. The way we shape what we deem acceptable or not is based on our American culture, right? The reason, and pretty much Thelma gave it away. She said next year she'll be 18 and can't nobody tell her what to do. That's the answer at the end of the day. Under our perception of what we deem legal and not legal, we base it off our laws here in America. The way we look at what's lewd and what's not is not tied to humanity. It's tied to a certain group of people. So when we look at the term minor, that's based on laws here in America. And then it's sprouted out, so on and so forth, to other countries. That's the only reason why we have a perception of an age gap in terms of a minor and a legal person being wrong. That's the only reason. How do I know that, MD? I know that because throughout the annals of history, that's not the case. So how am I to accept quote unquote minor in the eyes of the law versus an older person? I can only do it through the laws of my country. So from generation to generation, we have a perception or a connotation that sub 18 bad, plus 18 good. Now, through different cultures amongst different states, that's how you get to 16 and blah blah blah, all that, this and that. But that's based on consent. It's not based on a relationship. You see what I'm saying? You can't legally marry a 16-year-old in any state, but you can consent to have sex. It's all based on culture amongst different groups of people. Amongst black folk, I could say, based it on like the people that I grew up around, it was a known fact. And I think we had this discussion before. It was a known fact that older men were sleeping and having quasi relationships with younger women. That's based on the culture amongst that certain group of black folks. Not all black folks, but that certain culture of black folks.
But
some people are tied in the country. Go ahead.
That doesn't make it right though, but I do want to bring it right home. So your daughter brings home your 17-year-old daughter brings home a 43-year-old man with an engagement ring, and MD says what?
I say hell no, because I'm pre-programmed to say that. I know nothing else. My culture is the defense mechanism to stop that, but it's only based on my culture.
But you said in same said culture that we know has been going on forever.
Well, wrong word then. Go ahead.
No, hold on, because what people always bring up is they'll always go back in the day where, oh, my grandfather married my grandmother when she was like 12 or 13 and stuff like that, because it was acceptable back then, but it doesn't make it right. And that's what I want to get to today. Like, because I'm gonna say it matter of factly. I don't care what anybody says. It doesn't make it right. So go ahead. Now that you know that's where I'm going.
Well, my question, like I said, I chose the wrong word. I should have said under my legal perception, because that's all I know, and that's part of my culture. But when you say that doesn't make it right, how has your brain been wired to think That is wrong.
Because
Where did you get
got, MD, I got these two big things in the center of my face called eyeballs, and a man that's 26 years older than a woman, a 17-year-old girl messing with a 43-year-old man. I see that he's grooming the hell out of her, and there's nothing that could be healthy in that. But before we go further, because I want to come back to this, but I want everybody to give their initial thoughts. Mike, what's your initial thoughts on this? Everybody loves good times. Everybody had a crush on Thelma.
I did not have a crush on Thelma, but that is what it is. I wanted Valona, but anyway.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But I'm with MD. I wish you would have said what makes you think it's right. You could say your eyes, but your eyes are programmed to the propaganda that was taught by America. America taught you that 18 years old is what it is. But guess what? If they changed it to 21 in one generation, they would look at 18 as too young. It's just the programming. And to us, you look like a pervy old man. What do you mean 18? Ew. He can't even drink. It's just the number. In other countries, it's not the same thing. Now, don't get me wrong. No. Let me get my issue off. I know the question you're coming with.
Because I'm bringing it right home.
Yeah,
I'm bringing it right home.
Everyone knows my number is 16. That is my number. If my 17-year-old daughter brings home a 43-year-old man that wants a ring, that has a ring, then I've already failed as a father. Not because of the age, but because I knew nothing about it until now. You can't get to talking about marrying my daughter and I don't know you exist. That means I failed. That means I failed. Now I'm telling you, when I was 16, there was women that were out of everyone's heard my notorious stick shift car story. If not, give me a day on overnight or the late night show and I'll tell the story. But it was me and a 26, 27-year-old woman. And everybody in my family knew about it and nobody said anything.
But Mike, did it make it right? Did it make it right? That's what we're getting back to.
We're going to get into that. Right is in the eye of the beholder, sir. You can say it's not right to you, but you know what's going to happen after that? She's going to turn 18, go marry that dude, and now he don't want you around his kids. And you can't see your grandkids now. Is that right? Because I'm a petty bastard. I'm petty. I'm with that life. I cut people up. My mother has a best friend who I've known since I was born. And when her and my mom fell out, I gave her a shot. And she said the wrong thing about my mother, and I haven't spoken to her since. I haven't spoken to her longer than I've been alive. I mean, longer than I've known her. I'm not saying it right. But I've known her since I was born, talked to her till my 30s, and I've known her the majority of my life, and I cut her off like it was nothing. Because that's how life works. Life works on loyalty. And I have to believe that I raised my daughter correctly. And if this is the man she chooses, and she's 17, he and I need to sit down. He and I need to talk. That's why I tell people 16 is my age. If he come in there with a 14-year-old Michaela, then I'll shoot him. There's no conversation to be had. And I'm not saying, because I tell people all the time, the difference between a 14-year-old person and a 16-year-old person is miles. But 16 to 18 is not miles. There's barely a difference. 16 is the age for me. If you come in as my 17-year-old daughter and you're 43 is an outlandish age. I'm not fronting. I'm not sitting here trying to play. 43 is crazy. You feel me? 43 is nuts. I told you what my age range is. I couldn't even imagine what me and a 17-year-old have to talk about. She think Lil Baby old. And I still think he a mumble rapper. So you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing we have in common. So let's take it to a place that's more palatable.
Hold on. We're not going to change the ages yet because I got another video that I want to get into. Kev,
cool. 43. Kev, I'm gonna want to shoot you, but I'm gonna have to have a conversation.
Kev, what do you got on this? Your 17-year-old daughter brings a 43-year-old man home, and that's her fiance.
Oh, he's getting the beats if he's not leaving. He's getting the beats if he's not leaving my house, or not giving back the ring. like I ordered him to, not
You
tell
gonna
him
buy
to.
some
I
headphones?
ordered him to. Huh?
You gonna buy some Beats headphones?
I don't want to use that joke, but yeah, he's gonna get the Beats. He's gonna get the Beats because I know when it comes to the age of consent, it's 16 for a lot of states in America, and I know the age of 16 is a lot of different cultures ages to where the woman is officially, the girl officially turns into a woman, or this is where fathers sell or give their daughters off to some guy who wants to marry her. But I think there's a huge difference between 18 and 16. 16 is an age where you're naturally supposed to be getting your period. You're naturally supposed to be developing outside of all these GMOs and pesticides that they put in the foods.
Sir,
if it wasn't for that,
I'm
hold on.
No, don't cut them off, Mike, because we on a strict time limit.
But 16 is not when girls get their period. They get it at 12 now.
Yeah, I don't know where
they get it now because the food is messing
But
people's
even before the food, they weren't getting it at 16. You bugging. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're cutting me off. But yeah, it's outside the foods and medications and things like that's messing with people's systems. 16 is the age that people are naturally supposed to be getting their periods, naturally supposed to be growing into themselves. And even if you want to make an argument about the physicalities, then if we're going to keep lowering this age of 18, then 17, then 16, then 15, we can argue that eventually it's going to come to that. But you can argue that, consent can be 10 years old, 9 years old. Where does it stop if we're going to go based off biology? But for me, the way I see it is it's about the mentality and the innocence of somebody at 16. With someone who's 16, they're just discovering themselves. They're just figuring out how life works. And to have a creep who's 43 years old, who's a freaking loser, who can't find anybody around his age range, to be a predator is a word on someone who's naive and doesn't really understand, like, okay, these are things that men do and men say to get into to get your goods. I just see that as wrong. I can't see that as right at all. But like I said, in the eyes of the law, the age of consent is 16. I just think it's creepy that's the best you can do. You can do a 17-year-old, but that is something that is normalized. I mean, we see in the music industry, like R. Kelly was able to date Aaliyah at 16, maybe even before, and people just look away. I don't know if it's an issue that's going to go away, but I know it's going to be normalized, and I'm pretty sure pedophilia will be normalized in a later day. So that's my thoughts on that.
So I already know the answer to this. Kev, you 29, you wouldn't date a 17-year-old.
18 would be my limit. 18 would be my limit.
And MD, you're 38. You wouldn't date a 17-year-old.
No.
And Mike, you're 43. You wouldn't date a 17-year-old.
I wouldn't date a 35-year-old.
So why is it okay? Why is it acceptable even just because the law says it? That's my question.
Well,
different cultures in different places. Again, like I said, in a lot of southern states, the isolation within itself is still acceptable. And let me make a clarification again. 16 is not an age of marriage. It's an age of consent. Fact. Meaning that you can legally have sex with that 16-year-old. You can't marry her until she's of the legal age of 18.
And never in history has 16 been the age where girls get their period. I don't know what's wrong with it. And R. Kelly was messing with Aaliyah at 14, and that's why people had a problem with it. You just making up numbers. You just making up numbers, sir.
Right. And to the point, the average age of women sprouting is around 12 and 13. The issue is when you're talking about the foods and the pesticides and all that, that's the reason why a lot of these girls that's 15 and 16 built like Buckingham Palace.
Hello.
So again, y'all older than me. Was y'all 15 and 16-year-old girls looking like the girls look like today? I don't think so.
No.
I call it 90s booty. Everybody that's been around me knows I like 90s booty. That's where it looked like a nice little capital C. That's what booty was to me. That was the most big, delicious thing I'd ever seen in my life. And then all of a sudden, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, and Nicki Minaj came out of nowhere with these overdeveloped, super fake surgery booties. And I don't know what happened. And that's what girls
Just
think
out
is
of
normal
nowhere.
now. That's what they
I'm
think
talking
is
about
normal now.
man, that type, whatever they putting in Tyson chicken, man, it's going to work on some of these young women.
They call it hormones because it's hormones. Hello.
So y'all see that question that Ricardo asked on the screen.
So let me ask: y'all have sex with 18-year-old? No, I wouldn't, because my age is 10. My age is 10 below. So me personally wouldn't. But I've been programmed to believe that I'm toting the line if I go that low. You know what I'm saying? I know that that's a mentality. That's not something that's innately. That's not an innate emotion, is what I'm saying. We've been programmed to think this way, and I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying I understand the culture behind it.
We've been told that if you look at a girl that's 18, you're robbing the cradle. You're a burgeoning pedophile. So no man would look. No man would look at that. I mean, no, I take that back. No man would tap that if they were ever gonna know they were gonna be found out. But every man looks. Every man be in the mall like, God dang, look at that ass. Ooh. But he ain't saying nothing because we don't want to be vilified. But let's not act like we don't look at these models that's 19, 20, 18, 19, 20, and we ain't looking at them like, damn. Because all of y'all was looking at Meg Thee Stallion knees. There's a reason it became famous. When Meg was still young, everybody was looking at Meg ass. When everybody was looking at Ruby Rose, everybody was looking at Cardi when she was in the strip club. Y'all acting like strippers is 29, 34. Strippers is 18, 19 starting out. So y'all
and let me say,
hey, Moon God, if you got a chance, come on here. I want to hear from a woman. Go ahead, MD.
And I'll say one thing, then I'll be quiet. In the aspect when you was talking about grooming, if we're looking at grooming by definition being, I guess, stringing along an ideology of how a woman's supposed to be, either sexually or domestically, however you want to look at it, I would argue that historically, through ideologies, whether it was Christianity, Muslims, Islam, whatever, it's always been like that. Now here's the kicker. Now this is where you probably gonna jump on me, Trevor. In a misogynistic ideology within how we view what we think women's supposed to be in the aspect of domestic partnership, now we want those same women to independently become submissive and look down upon the aspect of how we want a woman to be in the aspect of quote unquote grooming or the assessment of being submissive. I would then turn around and say, well, would that not equate your argument when it comes to grooming as to being in a position to domestically, I guess, tame, hell, I don't know what word you want to use, the woman into the role that she's supposed to be in the society that we live today?
I like that.
Or should she freely submit based on a misogynistic culture of what we think we're attacking black culture to be?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I want to take that another direction. How about the reason especially black society, the reason black society is so keen on saying grooming is wrong is because they've been using religion to groom. They've been using religion to groom girls. They've been using religion to groom girls the way they want them to go, and they don't want anything else to get in the way of what they think is right. You decided that what's in the Bible is the correct way to groom a kid. You decided that that's the way kids should be groomed. Little girls should be groomed. And when a man says, okay, I don't want to groom that way, I want to groom this way, no. It's the way that my book said. Because that's all the Bible is. If you read the Bible, whenever it comes to women, it's grooming. Say I'm wrong. Say I'm wrong.
There you go.
You can't. Because I read the Bible just like you did. The Bible, when it comes to females,
well,
is
now
grooming.
I'm gonna get all these phone calls now. They gonna harass me double time now. But
hey, it's Mike and MD, MMMD. We saying it. Leave Trevor alone. Holla at me. I want all the smoke. I just bought 2 Black and Miles.
Please leave me alone too.
Nah, Kevin was talking about it earlier. He in on this.
So we got 30 minutes, and I do want to get into this other. Damn, I may have to come back with this just because it's very interesting. The point, the way that y'all just took it. Okay, yeah. Let me because this is very interesting.
This is fun to be on the team with MD.
Let me pull up this next video.
No. Where your retort at, Mr. Devil's Advocate?
Why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you dating women your own age?
Some women, not all. Not all. Some women be pretty when they young. When they get older, they be looking bad. The older women don't be fit. They don't be friendly. They don't be feminine. They don't be cooperative.
So women
they
in
don't
their
be
40s
submissive.
A lot of times men want to date somebody so much younger because y'all be wanting somebody to train. That's what it is.
Yeah, sometimes.
And men say that. Women are not things to train.
Well, you could train up. It said train up a child in the way they should go.
But that's why y'all be wanting to date children. That's why y'all be wanting to date children.
So listen, I see older guys date young girls all the time. You understand?
We do, but that doesn't say that there's nothing wrong with that, though. Just because it's normalized does not mean that it's okay.
So Moon Goddess has joined us, and I definitely want to hear from her. But this is the video. This is what even made me want to do this. I think my cousin Kevin sent me this. So this is gonna be one of the rare times you hear me say this, but I 100% agree with what the young lady had to say. I can't get past and as far as not answering what Mike and MD said is just because we only got a certain amount of time, and I don't want to belabor the point. I'll give my final thoughts after the fact, or we could continue next week. I agree with what this young lady said though, and I'll just be short with this. We get into this area where I knew a guy who is older than me. I'm 43, so he's like 46. Hard time getting women. He can't get women for nothing because he's not a good looking dude. So he can't get women. So what he does, he goes and gets a girl that's 20 plus years his junior. I think at the time she was like 20, 21 at the most. And he's closer to 50 than he is 40. And he gets this girl, he locks her down, and he not married locks her down, but just locks her away, just hides her, keeps her, hidden, gets her knocked up and everything. And now he's, based on conversations that I've had with him, he's telling me like, hey, I train her to do this. I train her to do this. I teach her to do this. I teach her to do this. And that's what I see when I'm looking at 17-year-old Thelma bringing home a 43-year-old man. He's looking at a nice tight body, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna get my rocks off on this, and I am going to essentially become her daddy, which is another reason why my wife will tell you, don't ever call me daddy. There's one person on earth that could call me daddy, and that's my daughter. No woman on earth, don't call me no damn daddy. I'm not your daddy. But that's a whole nother topic there. But that's how I feel about that. So Moon Goddess, we got 30 minutes because I got to be out of here by 8, and I got to let everybody else come back. We will do a part 2 to this just because we're not even touching the surface yet. And I want Wayne to get in on this. So what you got, Moon Goddess?
Okay, you got to catch me up on what I missed because I literally just joined. Like, I'm at work. I'm in Colorado. The time zone is off. So what are we talking about?
So we're basically talking about the age gap. How old is too old? And I played a clip from Good Times where Thelma brought home a 43-year-old man that proposed to her. And MD MD, that's what I love about MD. MD makes these fantastic points when he brings it legally. But I'm not looking at it on a legal aspect. I'm always going to look at it from what I see is just plain out disgusting, and a 43-year-old man laying on top of a 17-year-old is just not a good thing. So I'm asking you, what's the youngest you would date? And you don't have to give your age, obviously, because I know y'all don't like doing that. But what's the young?
I am a middle-aged woman. I'm 45. Yes,
You're 45. Okay, so what's the youngest you would date, and what's the oldest you would date?
Honestly, I've never been into dating like younger than younger than myself. Like maybe a year or two, but other than that, hardly ever. I think the youngest I've ever dated was probably about maybe 3 years younger than me. Um, but as but when I was younger, so we're talking, and I know that I have like a young face. I have a youthful looking whatever,
You look
and
good, girl.
having
Just we'll say it. You fine. You fine. Go ahead. There you go.
you know. But what I will say is this: when I was like the oldest that I have dated, but I was in my late 20s. I dated a guy who was 9 years older than me, and at the time, I felt like, oh, I'm mature. He's teaching me all these things, and I'm learning, and it was this great, wonderful experience until I realized that he was grooming me to be what he wanted me to be for him because women his age were like, no, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not doing that. Me not knowing and not truly have lived life yet or had certain experiences happen yet because I was only 29, which is still very young. And you don't know all the things that are out there relationship wise and what it's based upon. I mean, yeah, you read your books, you have your homegirls, you may see like other family members or friends or coworkers doing this, but I don't like the fact, but it kind of goes back, not to switch subjects, but it kind of goes back to back in the day. This is what they did. Think about The Color Purple. Mr. was probably what, in his 40s? And when he finally went for, Nettie and Celie, they were like, what, 14, 13? But that's what they did back in those days.
Did it make it
Um,
right?
it did not make it right. I still don't feel that it's right. I feel like, to each his own. If you have a preference of your age when it comes to women, like, oh, I like older men, oh, I like younger men. But even with women, I don't think that women 45, my age, should be dating somebody that's in there, like, oh, he's 25, girl, he can this, because granted, when we get up in age, most of us, like I'm being single having an issue with dating men around my age because a lot of black men have erectile dysfunction. So yeah, I'm a cougar. I'm just being honest. Yeah, I'm a cougar because you have to go out on these dates and you have to ask questions like, oh, so what do you do? Do you work? Does it work? Because a lot of, whether y'all want to admit to it or not, a lot of black men, it don't work. So yes, these women are considered cougars because they're dating these guys who are younger, who actually have functioning parts. But does that make it right? No, I don't want somebody that's the same age as my nephew or my little cousin because you're sitting in a room doing what? You're grooming this young man, just like these women. I mean, just like these men are grooming these young ladies to be what they want to be because they're lacking in something. They can't mentally hold a conversation or they're not, financially stable to support a family, but it's cool to date somebody younger because the younger girls aren't going to want anything. Like me, if I have a house, I'm going to need you to come over here. I'm going to need you to help me out. I don't need you to pay for everything. But as my man, yeah, I would love for you to, oh, my roof is leaking. My pipe is this. My whatever is that. And you're there, you're helping me out. Where these young girls, all they want is a pair of shoes and a cute little bag. And that's it. So y'all rather date a woman to get her the cute little bag and to get whatever you want or need from her sexually than to really put forth an effort and, maybe pay that mortgage or fix that car or whatever. So I don't think it's right.
So okay, because we will do a part two of this next
We
week.
have to do a part
So,
two.
yeah, we will
Absolutely.
do a part two of this next week because it's just too much. But I gotta be out of here by 8 because CM Punk is back.
Yeah.
Mike, get in there, Mike, because I know you and Moon Goddess, Hey,
What's
Moon
up,
Goddess too.
Mike?
By the way,
Yes.
hey, that treat, I had that treat last night. Oh God, it just made me feel so good and just but we'll talk about that off
We'll
air.
talk. We'll talk.
Yeah, give him another thing to criticize me about. Mike, what you got? What you got, Mike?
Yo, turn your camera off, my guy. Don't do that.
Who you telling to turn the camera? Oh, Mike.
I do if I feel like it, homeboy.
Oh shoot.
Anyway,
what you got? What you got, Mike? What you got, Mike?
check me out. I don't understand what the big problem with grooming is. Let me be specific.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's in a relationship, anybody, regardless of age, you're grooming. If a man is with a girl, and I hate when people do that. When somebody is 18 years old, they're a woman. They're not a girl. Y'all like to say 22-year-old girl. They're not a girl. They're a woman.
Just like a boy who's 18 is a man. We're not doing that. When you're in a relationship, you're grooming. Women groom men to be better. Baby, stop leaving the toilet seat up. But I'm saying, why don't you just put the toilet seat down? Because I'm going to sit down and. Okay, then after years of hearing that nonsense, I don't even live with women and I put the toilet seat down. It's grooming. No. I'll let you rock. It's
No, I'm
grooming.
just saying when yeah, I'm
Yeah, because we only got a couple. We will definitely
I'll
pick
try to
up next
speed.
week. We will definitely pick up next week.
Grooming is not a particularly bad thing. It is teaching the person that you want to spend your time with to be better for you. It goes both ways. Grooming, hey, call it what you want. Call it what you want. When men are with women, when men are with women, and these are the same super duper independent women who I do everything myself. As soon as they get a dude, all of a sudden I can't carry these groceries. I just can't.
Correct. Wrist broke.
Okay? The second they get now, how this garbage gonna get out? You've been taking the garbage out every day of your life. Now you got a man, you can't do it. That's grooming.
Mike, how is that grooming though, Mike?
Hey, you ain't say nothing when Moon Goddess was talking. Let me
Let him rock out. Let him
I only
rock
got
out.
time, sir.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, because we're
Thank
gonna have to
you.
do this next week for real.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's grooming.
Conforming
because
to an
she's
ideology is what it is.
Say it again.
I said conforming to an ideology based on what you think you should be in.
That's
So
all grooming
you can
is.
call it grooming. That's all it is.
That's all grooming is. You're
But I
getting the
thought we were talking
person
about
you're with
age.
to be better for you. Now,
But I
if
thought it was age.
no,
Are
I'm
we
gonna
not
get to
talking
the
age?
age part. I'm
Oh,
gonna get to the
okay.
age part. The thing with age that nobody likes to admit is that women like older men. There's a reason older guys can get younger women because women like men that have stuff. I don't want to date this dude that got the same tragic, sad life that I got. He's struggling to pay rent too. Why I want to mess with him? We both struggling. I'm gonna go get this dude that got a mortgage. Everybody knows my saying. When a woman is walking, she could date a dude that's walking. The second she date a dude with a bike, she'll never look at that man walking again. The second she date a dude with a bike, that dude on the she a dude with a car, that dude on the bike ain't nothing to her. The second she get a dude in a Mustang or a Lexus or a cat, whatever, she never look at a Toyota Tercel again. That is the nature of young women. That's what young women do. Okay? And if young women date older men, then obviously older men are dating younger women. It's what happens. So stop acting like these men are doing something abysmal. You guys love to bring up the color purple. This ain't to you, Moon God. It's to everybody because they always bring color purple up first. That's the first thing they bring up. That was entertainment. Same thing as gunshots and Lil Baby and da-da-da-da-da. That was entertainment. Okay, I'm not saying it never happened. I'm saying it didn't happen en masse like everybody acts like. Because if for you to walk into somebody's house and take their young daughter, you had to be a man of means. You had to be a man that had something. If you was in Africa, you had to have a couple goats. You had to have a couple sheep that you could drop off and say, "Thank you, sir. I'm gonna take your young pretty daughter with me." No, not a lot of people in America had that. So women and people who like to live in that world, it wasn't like that for everybody. Broke people had broke people. That's what it was. Y'all got me started. Broke people had broke people. That's where it was. Your broke ass messed with that girl on 13th Street because she was broke too, and neither one of y'all had nothing. All y'all had was a Jolly Rancher. You gave her half of your Jolly Rancher. Now y'all in love. That's all it was. Wasn't no coming by and stealing no little girls. All right, y'all fetishize the horrible points of history that don't include everybody. Just like every white person didn't own a slave. Okay, so stop it. Back to what I was talking about. If I'm with a woman, I'm gonna take it. We're not even gonna go to me. When I was growing up, I tell this story all the time. When I was growing up, and I was doing well in school or I was working hard or whatever, I would wake up in the morning and my mother would have breakfast on the table. It'd be toast with lightly buttered. It'd be eggs with cheese in it. I didn't even know cheese was on eggs. That was new for me. Had my bacon fried the way I like it, where it was crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. Mom, you the ish for that. Perfect. When I was failing in class, well, I never failed because I was a nerd. But when I wasn't doing it and I was getting report cards that Mr. Francis talks too much or Mr. Francis does this, you know what I woke up to? Hey, this cereal on top of the fridge, handle that. It's cereal over there, that's you. That's grooming. It's grooming. She was using the things that I want to get the results that she wanted out of me. That is grooming. There is nothing wrong with grooming.
Mike,
At all.
Mike, hold on. I got
Mike,
hold on, Mike. I got to stop you there. I never
Oh, what you
thought
want?
that I'd ever had to say this to you.
Go ahead.
You just moved the hell out of the goalpost just
Thank
then.
you.
Nope. How?
Mike,
How?
Mike,
Yes, you
How?
did.
you literally
Yes, you did.
just
Tell
Mike.
me.
Yes, you did.
Boo this man.
We
Boo this
gonna
man.
hold on, Mike.
Boo
Hold
me. I
your
love
thought.
it.
Hold
Part
your
two,
thought, Mike,
please.
because I want to hear from Kevin MD. We definitely gonna get back
Yes.
into this next week because
Yes.
yeah, because there's too much, and I know when Wayne come, he gonna add a whole nother dynamic to it. Kev, get in there real quick because we only got a couple of
Mike
minutes.
is right.
I'll make it quick,
Mike, I was with you too, man, and then you just went to moving.
Yeah,
You just
I
went
can
to
see the
try to
cat
get me
because I think I'm breaking up.
you went to get me to kick like a 70-yard field goal. No,
I believe in your feet. I believe in your feet.
Go ahead, MD. Go ahead, MD.
Hey, what's up,
yeah, he
guys?
said.
Oh, me first.
No, I think I'm breaking up. Am I breaking up?
No,
Nope.
you
I hear
good.
you loud and clear. Stop trying to get out of this.
Hey, Kev, let him go because he might.
Oh,
be
my
in
bad.
a
No.
bad area. He might be in a bad area.
Yeah, I'm in traffic. I'll say this one thing, and I concede to Kev. When we're talking about conforming to an ideology, I'm not going to use the word groom. I'm going to say conforming to an ideology. This has been going on since beginning of civilization. In the term of status, when we talked about grandma and grandpa marrying young, she did it because the boomer. Oh,
shit, he's breaking up.
He's breaking up.
Damn, I think I'm breaking up. I'm breaking up. Hey, go on, Kev. Go ahead, Kev. I'm breaking up.
Yeah, well, we will be back on this Monday because I think Mike is getting me on because I agree with what he's saying. He's using the grooming word like so I could get it when women say don't say submission. You could say the same exact thing, but don't say submission because what Mike is explaining is not grooming. But again, I'll wait to the end of the show.
Trevor, you have been groomed. Trevor, real quick, you have been groomed to the visualization of an age restriction.
Thank you.
You've been groomed to think
that's not grooming, man.
Yes, it is.
That's not grooming. No.
That's not grooming.
That's
not
That's
grooming.
literally what you said. The old friend.
Tell me what grooming means. Tell me what it means.
Define it.
That's not grooming, man. That's like because when okay, well, you know what? Let me pump my brakes because when I'm thinking of grooming, I'm literally thinking of grooming in the context of the show that we're doing about men and women being too much older than their underling, and I feel like they're and I'm looking at it completely sexual. So when you're bringing in cheese, eggs, and making your bed and all that stuff, like I'm not buying that.
Sir,
I'm not buying.
What is sexual grooming? Define it. Stop telling me everything around it. What is the actual definition? What is this sexual grooming you're talking about?
Hey, you the smart one. I'm just here for my looks.
Right. You just here for the beard. But what I'm saying is, for me to be able to talk on it, you got to be able to define it. I can define everything I say.
Define
so you need
it.
To tell me what is this sexual grooming you're talking about?
Define it.
No, you're the one that's making it up. You got to tell me what it means.
Kev, go. We're gonna have to bring this up next week.
Trevor,
yes,
what is the definition
we're gonna have to bring this up. Fans were running out of time. We gotta go.
Let me make my point.
You're not Jamaican.
Mike, hold on. Because I'm not afraid to answer, but what I'm not gonna do is just throw out baseless stuff. Just like on Tape Fist Politics, we're gonna do it next week. Let me bring all my points, and then we'll dialogue that way.
Well, here's my issue, and real quick, you can't tell me that I'm wrong if you can't define what you think is right.
I didn't say you was wrong.
You said I'm moving the goalpost. That means I'm being. That means I'm changing the topic. I wasn't.
We'll deal with it next week.
Okay.
Kev, go ahead. Because
you better find your way here, Lunar.
Go ahead, Kev.
Hey, I got the definition right here.
Yeah. Okay. Give us the definition real quick.
It's now this is the legal term of grooming as far as like a court proceeding or a criminal charge.
I love
grooming is when someone builds a relationship, trust, and emotional connection with a child or young person so they can manipulate, exploit, and abuse them.
And Wasn't she
Yes.
manipulating me with that food?
No,
Yep.
no,
Yes, she
no,
was.
no, no.
Yes, she
Your
was.
mother?
What does manipulate
Your
mean?
mother?
Manipulate me to
Flag on the
get the
play, man.
action
You
that
bugging.
she wanted. That's manipulation.
So
Flag
the
on the play, my guy.
the cheese eggs made you give up the peen, huh?
Whoa, 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 whoa,
4 for 4.
Well, no, we ain't
whoa,
talking. You know
Go,
what I
go
mean,
ahead.
man.
Please let Kev go. Because what?
whoa.
Go
Did he
ahead,
say
Thank
Kev.
you, my
anything on
queen.
Kev?
Let me
You're
make my
welcome.
point. Thank you, goddess. Look, you glistening over
You're,
there.
you're
Always a pleasure to
Man,
see you.
shut your
And I love your
purple
boxer.
background ass up.
guys.
Go ahead, Kev. Go ahead, man.
Listen,
Get on my nerves.
okay, I'm gonna make it quick because I don't want to run out of time. But
Yeah, we got 6 minutes.
well, one with grooming, it's the illusion of choice, right? When you're with someone who is so young that they don't know what's going on in the world, they don't know how to operate, they don't have any identity of themselves. You, a 43-year-old creep, can come in and put your own influence on someone who basically has no choice, as opposed to someone who's, let's say, in their 20s. They're already developed. They know exactly what they want, what they don't want, and they can have the choice to say, okay, I will go along with what you want me to do or what you don't want me to do. So that's when I have an issue, and that's why a lot of people have an issue when we talk about grooming, when we talk about people who are underage. They don't have the choice. That's why, and it makes sense when you think of it in a non-sexual term, because yes, we take care of our babies and we tell them, like, okay, you poop over here, you poop over there, right? But they don't have a choice. That's why you don't put your especially your sexual will onto someone who doesn't have a choice. That's the issue. So yes, you can say, oh, okay, 16 is an adult, and they have their periods already. No, that's beside the point.
Man, that is
And then
the
also,
worst thing.
Hey, I gotta ask this question. You
That
said
is
they
the
don't
worst
have the
thing I ever heard in my life.
you said they don't have the choice. What forces them to not what's the enforcement of them not having a choice? Why don't they have a choice? Do you know why?
Because they're infants to Kevin. That's why.
because they're
Well,
infants, yes, that's why. That's why when you bring your kid to school and they listen to their basketball coach, they decide to listen to him because he's the authority of the basketball team or whatever.
We
Right?
not talking about
you know I got a
underage. We
legal
talking
mind.
about
Give
adult.
me give me the
Grown ass
legal
man trying to put
reasoning
his choice in
behind.
a woman. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, give me the legal reasoning behind they don't have a choice. Why don't they have a choice legally?
Legally?
Yeah. You
That's the
just
whole
say they
point
don't have a choice.
that's the whole
Why?
point of grooming is to make them feel like they don't have a choice.
Exactly. So
They
what
do.
makes them not have a choice? Because they're considered what? A minor.
It's the mindset, right?
What is a minor? It's not the mindset. It's the legal definition. What is a minor?
Right.
I don't care about legalities, man. I'm talking about
Oh
straight up,
well,
straight up,
you weren't
straight
able
up.
to understand what we're talking about then.
No, I
Exactly.
understand.
And
But I'm
and
just saying
hey,
legalities prove your
y'all
point.
stop lying, because the Bible is nothing but sexual manipulation on women. Stop capping. That's
Yeah,
all the Bible is.
but
The
who
Bible
who
is
brought
telling women
Yeah.
what to do with their vagina.
who
That's
brought
all
that
it
in?
is. So I don't
Oh, I'm
want to
sorry, I
hear
had one last point.
it's being. I don't want to hear that. And we were not talking about children. I moved away from that. I said what I need to say about children. I'm talking about
Yes, we are.
Moon Goddess was saying when she was a young adult. Young adult. Young adult is different than minor. They're not the same.
The
Okay,
Virgin
last
Mary
thing
was
before
like 13 or 14 when she had Jesus. So like, what? We ain't nobody talking about the Bible. That's crazy. But guess what? Hey, we came to the end of the show. Hey, I love how I did it because Mike wanted to jump on me so bad,
I'm about
but
to get on your
I'm
ass
not
for
gonna give
real.
him the opportunity. I'm not giving him the opportunity.
I
Hey,
know your phone
everybody
number,
gets mad.
fool.
I'm gonna leave y'all. I'm gonna leave y'all with the greatest cliffhanger in the world. Y'all tune in to Man Talk Monday next Monday, and we're gonna finish this conversation because I figured it was gonna be some more meat left on the bone. And Moon Goddess, you want to bring some more women on that want to touch on this, and we will strictly deal with just this next week. Because I know Mike, I know Mike got a whole bunch, but I ain't gonna give him the I ain't gonna give him the joy tonight to say that he was able to jump on me. Absolutely not.
I got your phone number, your email, your Instagram, your WhatsApp, your wife's Instagram, your wife's Facebook. I'll find a way to cuss you out.
And I purposely purposely didn't let them know really what we were going to be talking about, just because I wanted everybody to come in here just hot and heavy. But we are okay. We got a couple minutes. Everybody go and give your clothes out so I can shut this down, so I can finally be out of here by 8 o'clock. And we will definitely be back with this next week. I'm pretty sure Wayne will be back by then. So Moon Goddess, go give us your close out. You know we always appreciate when you grace us on the panel.
I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all of your opinions. However, I will say this: I just feel like I always leave. I feel like communication is key, and if we don't have a good understanding of what each other are trying to say or points we're trying to get across, we're never going to understand anything. We're going to be back and forth, arguing, whatever. I can respect your opinions, but at the same time, make it make sense. And sometimes it's not making sense. Like Mike, you and your field goal with your mama, and then you want to bring in submission, and then you're talking about I'm confused. So
I never said the word submission.
I said that somebody brought in submission, maybe not you, but somebody said the word submission, and now I'm all confused. So we need to have an understanding of what we're saying. So communication is key. Mean what you say what you mean. But I will be ready next week. Part 2, let's go, Man Talk Monday. Hey, Keela girl.
All right, MD, real quick, give us your closeout. I got 3 minutes.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody, man. Great topic. Looking forward to next week so we can expound upon it. Hey, the subconscious is a powerful part of the body, and until you realize that, you won't get why it's wrong to have sex with an underage woman. That's just what it is. Now, I'm an individual. So I ain't saying it's wrong or right. All I'm saying is I understand the complexity of the situation when we have a conversation about it. That's all I'm saying. With that, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Y'all could check out the individualists tomorrow on Tape Fist Politics, along with Mango Mike, Ricardo, and Venkat. Kev, go and give us your closeout real quick. I'm really trying to get under this 8 o'clock.
You're good, fam. I'll make it quick. But Queen, it's a pleasure seeing you again. You glistening over there, and I love the way you check Mike, the way he needs to be checked.
She ain't checked nothing.
I saw the way he put his head down.
She ain't checked nothing.
You're pissing me off tonight, Mike. MD, you neutral. Trevor, you neutral.
How do I hang up on him?
Well, yeah, good show. We definitely got to do a part 2, and I'm gonna bring. I'm not gonna bring statistics straight off the dome. I'm gonna talk straight off the dome, freestyle. You feel me?
And be wrong.
All right, y'all. All right, chat. Y'all crack me up tonight. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
All right, Kev. Mike, go and give you a close. And I will be bringing whatever I need to bring next week. That's why I wanted to definitely push this the next week. So go and get your close. See, I knew something was wrong. You look like you allergic to something. Like you had
I don't have my glasses
reaction.
on.
Oh, so your eyes puffy, right? Because you just sound different. All right, go and give your close out, Mike.
It's all right. You can say I'm adorable. It's fine. First off, this is the first time I've ever been accused of moving a goalpost. I'm disgusted. I don't move goalposts. I run into them things and knock them down like water boy. I don't know what y'all talking about. You need to listen back to this and see that I didn't move anything. Holla at your boy, Moon Goddess. I don't like the way homeboy's flirting. I think you just said that to me because you wanted to argue with me, which is understandable because my melodic flow is delicious. I understand. You have a good night. Keytot, welcome back. Twin, Zay, everybody in the chat, Maria, holla at your boy. I'm going to go to sleep.
All right, Mike. Oh, man. Well, Straight Talk Society, there you have it. Another fantastic episode of the Straight Talk Sessions, the Man Talk Monday edition. Oh, man, I thought tonight was fantastic. Big props to MD and Moon Goddess for joining the panel. I am so happy, like I said, to see Keela back, man. Y'all have no idea. Modding this chat is very hard. And you realize when a person's gone, how much they do for you. So, you know, I know her and her family still dealing with whatever they're dealing with. So we're going to always give her time for that. But we appreciate the fact that she popped up tonight, man. Y'all don't know the joy that I felt when I saw her avatar pop up on the screen. I was like, oh my goodness, Keela's finally back. Thank you. Woo. So we will be back tomorrow for Tate Fist Politics, man. Y'all make sure and tune in. Tate Fist Politics is a show that everybody really needs to be tuning into. Those guys do a tremendous job. Me, I'm the loudmouth. I could come on here and just stir up trouble and do things like that, but those guys really break down what's going on in the political scene, and Black people need to be more politically inclined. So y'all make sure and check out what those guys are doing, man. Ricardo, ever since he's been more vocal, has just been a tremendous wealth of knowledge, man. Y'all make sure and check that out. Wrestling with Reality. Me and Van Cat will definitely be arguing, because I know y'all love that. We will be putting Mr. Phil Brooks, aka CM Punk, on trial. And then this Thursday, we do have the biblical debate between Stacey Mobley and Eddie Israel. Are we under the curses of Deuteronomy 28? That is going on this Thursday. So y'all make sure and tune into that. There will be no Dolphins deep dive this week because the Dolphins play a Monday night football game. But please be sure and check out the deep dive from yesterday. Me and MD had a fantastic conversation on the college football landscape, how they absolutely robbed the Florida State Seminoles. Oh God, it's crazy. But with all that being said, I am out of here. Peace to everybody in the chat. Please, peace to everybody watching in the clouds. Please make sure and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We will be back tomorrow. But until then, I leave you with these words. Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them. Until tomorrow night, peace.
Why are you so aggressive, Black man? I'm like,
yeah.
It's a no-win.
Always aggressive Black man.
What's up, man?
Wayne.
Mike.
Oh, okay. Hey man, cut the sexiness out, man. Ain't no women on the panel. Man, we on here talking all sexy.
He just goes on. He just went off on you like that just for no reason.
Yeah, man.